I am you and you are me. A little piece written by me. I'm you, so I know what that means, what it could mean, should mean, and delusion in its existence, for it holds you captive, removing you from this moment, dreaming you into the future, for you have sights on what you've yet to work for. I am you, just not in your form. Those phrases you speak, they are familiar. On a tightrope I prance, for the fall it may be hard, but the formation of balance is a must. I walk that rope, falling upon my resilience, rising every day after every fall. I've learned of the pitfalls, the traps one places upon themselves. Friends with the very words you speak, for I knew my enemies at the level of the soils beneath one's feet. There I traveled and stayed, covered by the ground, planting seeds of sabotage into fruition, farming the blood that boils within me, feeding the lies into my system with such smiles of naivety, blinded and full off of empty promises. When you clear those sockets and listen to what it is you say versus what it is you do, observe your own scenery. Here's what you might see. There's holes to mend and dips in your skin from the ways you bend, bending and molding a structure without longevity in sight. Feeling left alone, reflections gone unknown, empty, without a home, actions of nothing. You condone, for that is your home. Sitting alone, you'll soon wonder what's wrong. Questions of things knowingly unknown, realizing the known, and beds you've made in this home. Hope is in you building a sound home and growing your dome. Bones and muscles for weights you must carry, for strength comes from resistance and acceptance thereof. Acceptance of the challenge that is you, for you've become enemy numero uno. For I've done the same. So, when I say I know what that means, trust that I do. I'm a reflection of you, here, sitting, listening, and seeing a truth. This specific piece, I feel like I've crafted pieces like this. I feel like I've written things where I'm talking about situations that I'm going through, or no, because this is not a situation in which I'm speaking of something that I've actively gone through, but it's more so something where I just look at the reflections that surround me, whether that be people or the things or the information that I am exposed to, my environment as a whole. I am quite literally, and anybody quite literally is everything and nothing at the same time. But I'm not talking about that, the and nothing part. I'm just simply speaking about the mirror that we all are to everybody. And in us being mirrors, right? They're mirrors as well. Everybody is a reflection in one way or another. So I took information that I received and I kind of just turned it into a moment. Because even in the moment, I was thinking about ways in which I exhibit behaviors like somebody else exhibits behaviors, yet I am you, I'm just not in your form. I do the same, just not in the same way. I have the same struggles, just not that struggle. And even if it is that struggle, I experience it in a different way. However, there's a resonance that comes with seeing things that they're familiar, or there's a parallel. And you would think parallel and not perpendicular, because there's a cross somewhere, but there's a cross or there's a connect. No. Parallel. Reflect, right? That's why it's parallel. But yeah, you hear things from people every day. You see things in people every day, or you see things that go on in life every day. You like, and what you do with that information is you can react to it, you can reflect on it, you can ponder on that. And depending on the way in which you do that, there's just different things that can happen with what it is you do. For me, or there's just different ways to express, whatever it is that you reflected on. I personally make these, I write, or no, I feel like my writing comes first. My writing often comes before, oh my goodness, you're going to hear a person in the background. My writing comes before, I have to get louder because she's loud. My writing comes before my other art forms, like my visual art forms. But even that, like I said, the writing comes before that. I want to start doing things with the writing and kind of connecting the two art forms. But that's just a small tangent, or just a different information going into this that doesn't even really apply, but it does apply. It does matter to me, so I'm saying it. But yes, you see things, you hear things, and you resonate or you don't resonate. You align or you don't align. Or you desire. You desire what it is that you see. And that's the beauty in people being reflections. When you see people, or you consume, the different forms of information that people will expel, whether that's via words or, just communication, dialogue, or, the visual things that people emit, people's creativity and such, their strategy, or just the steps by which they step upon to create their own lives. There's beauty in people being reflections. There's beauty in believing that people are reflections in their own way, shape, or form. People reflect back to you what it is that you sometimes are or can be. Can be the could. You have where you are, you have where you've been, and you have where you want to be. And to get to the point, that's the beauty of people being reflections, because those that are in places that maybe you aren't, and maybe you won't be, because maybe that's just not ultimately for you, they reflect back to you what it is that you can do. It's just the way that you do it is not going to be the way that they do it. And that's something that's been on my mind quite a bit. To have once, or to be in the process of building. I'm sick of saying trying. No. To be in the process of building something and knowing that you've never done it before, and you see things that people do. And sometimes we see things that people do, or see places that people are, and we forget that it took work to get to that place. Kind of like the whole talent versus skill concept. Talented people, as if talented people don't have to work at what they do to hone in on what that I'm going to say what comes naturally to them, as if they don't have to work towards that to continue, as if people don't have to work towards anything to continue to grow. Like the muscle that grows, you cause that tension upon that muscle. It expands after so long. Now, we don't have to take that literally, because quite literally that different people react differently to different exercises, okay? But hey, I'm not even talking about exercises, but you do have to exercise your will, your brain, your ability to think about what it is that you do, why you do it. And then there's training and unlearning and learning that comes with trying to pursue what it is that you want to do, or to avoid or distance yourself from what it is that you don't want to occur, or what it is that you don't want to do. But going back to what my point was here, yes, people are reflections, but you could look at somebody and look at where they are in the now, and it'll go over your head that everybody has a starting point, including you. You are crafting your own. You don't even know how things may come out to be. You know not the result. So it's more so like, okay, so how are you? What is your journey going to look like? You know the most about you, or you know the most about your process or your own journey. So what is that going to look like? That's a dead ass question, though. Like, that's a question for me. That's a question for you who's watching. And I propose the question because I know what it's like to forget about the fact that there are building blocks and steps that people have to climb, sometimes crawl upon, to get to the places and the spaces that they are currently at before your eyes. And I say before your eyes because we live in a digital age. So we see various kinds of people. We see so many different individuals, so many people pursuing whatever it is that they're pursuing. And maybe with seeing that or being exposed to that at a high frequency, it's damaging to one's understanding or one's perception of where they are at in life at the moment, and where they will be, and what they should be. That's my spiel, though, because I don't want to take too much time with this today. I foresee this topic coming up again. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for the amount of eye contact that I gave in this video. Because I'm growing with this, with essentially documenting. I'm going to say documenting my thoughts, because I don't document my life. I have photos and such. I have different platforms, but I don't use them as much as I use this. I don't show myself on other platforms as much as I do on this platform. And it's interesting. One would think, okay, when it comes to showing yourself like an easy or, yeah, easy way, you know, selfie here, selfie there, post a pic, that kind of thing. You got Instagram, you got Snapchat, you got TikTok, which I have not had in probably 3 years now. I think I got rid of it in the summer of 2022, so you do the math there. More than 3 years, right? Girl, person, I don't know. I almost said girl, but I don't know. Not gonna assume your gender. No, but I'm dead ass though. I'm not gonna assume your gender. But yeah, pat on my back because I'm learning to be more comfortable with documenting my thoughts. Documenting the things that I write, you know, actually speaking those out. Although it's not memorization, and I've said this in other videos, I don't memorize what it is that I write it, and then I essentially perform that. I speak it. Spoken word. Yep. Which I'm having fun with. It keeps me accountable. This keeps me accountable. This makes it so... And it's funny, I haven't made a long video like this in quite a while. I would say that's besides the point, but it's not. Kind of missed the long videos, but then again, the energy to do a longer video has just not been there. But that's okay. The topic of what I wrote, I am you, and you are me. The topic that I wrote coincides with the concepts that I brought up in this video, which I'm proud of. They seamlessly went. And I'm going to say that without watching this, because a lot of these I post without watching the full thing, which I think of as like a treat for the future whenever I rewatch this. And to me, I do want to just say, I'm proud. And I'm gonna, you know what, I'm not gonna say that. Because ain't nothing wrong with getting emotional about it, because it matters. But I'm proud. Like, I'm genuinely proud of you for committing to something. Caring as much as you do about the things that you dedicate your time to. And you're getting up. Like, you get up. You don't necessarily like the way that you live your life within these 24-hour segments, these 24-hour days. But every day, you at least accomplish this, and duties or responsibilities within the house, and other creative projects that you've given yourself. Consuming information, trying to learn, like, you're trying. And I'm proud of you for that. So to anybody else who is basically doing the same thing, and what I mean by the same thing is you're just navigating what it means to be human, or what it means to be human for you. There's so many different humans on this earth, and it's true that we all experience similar things in this life. Quite literally, a lot of people just experience the same thing, you know, just in different fonts. Hint, hint. I am you and you are me. The connection through it all. The understanding that we all go through chaos and order. Whatever that means to you. We all go through our own versions of the same thing. So, to you who is out there and you're trying, I'm proud of you for trying. You get up every day. I mean, some of us get up unwillingly every day, but people get up every day. Some of us exist. Some of us live. Regardless, there's trying every day, even if you do get up and you do, or you are in a season of just existing at the moment and not living. You're trying. There's something that you're trying with. You're inhaling and you're exhaling every day. Not everybody easily does that, if that makes sense. Which it should make sense. Not just in a medical sense, but in an emotional, mental, spiritual sense. This life is just not easy, and perhaps it's not meant to be. So, that is my spiel for this video. Thank you to whoever has listened to this. If you enjoyed the video, don't be afraid to like it. If you like this content, if you enjoyed what you heard at the beginning of the video, don't be afraid to subscribe. So, thank you for listening.